Good evening and welcome. We got ourselves a student game here today. A pretty high quality game, it seems, like at least in the opening, rock solid from both players. But in the middle game, we see the difference between 85 percenter and a 73 percenter. So let's have a look where student can improve. He was black, standard opening as usual. Uh, Questions asked. Questions asked. How do you handle this kind of question? It's a big topic in chess, I would say. This is like one of the big topical issues. And you see, it's not the Nash equilibrium move. The Nash equilibrium move, it seems, for him would have been to play this first, and then maybe consider that. I really like the bishop here, for example. It seems to make a lot of sense. It forces this, which, I don't know, you can use it, right? It's hard to say. These openings are very subtle. So I don't really, I'm not a master of this opening, but one false philosophy is to just ignore the knight. Just be like, okay. Because anyway, if you take here, he can still kill it. But if you move here and he kills it, this is actually a favorable capture. This kind of setup where you have this brick of pawns like this is pretty good when you have the rook open. Alternatively, however, if you don't want to spend a tempo, if you just want to do something else more useful, like bishop here, for example, you could do that. Just ignore it. Let him capture back. And then we're like, well, now what? Now what? And you threatening to get your knight in here and exploit this pin. So that's another way to play it. Let's see what you did. Bishop back, okay, it's solid and AI likes it, so why not? Why not? Who am I to say? Uh, Prophylactic move here. And now comes a big question also for you. How do you handle this phase? Personally, I tell you what comes to mind is this is one idea and this is another idea. Knight here is also an idea, a reasonable one actually, because he can't do the same maneuver. He can't capture with the pawn because his rook will be exposed. So in fact, it's asking a pretty deep question to this bishop. He might come here and push up and go back and push up, and you still execute it. So, wow! Very good logical deduction here. Congratulations on a good move and well spotted from both sides. See, now he has to capture in a slightly unfavorable manner, right? So you've got the better structure. This is positionally very good chess. Let me just say that on the record so far. And another very, you're a positional, this is positional craftsmanship. I have to admit that. Uh, and even this move gets a green light. Wow. I wouldn't have even considered that so easily. But I guess the plan is here, so it makes sense. And now white is cracked. You see, what's happened is you've played solid quality moves, central, strong, sophisticated, not something wild, outrageous, flamboyant. All right. And one of you has blinked first, and it's the opponent. He's blinked. He's said like, "All right, let's come in with some crazy attack because I don't know what else to do." And that's a violation of the Nash equilibrium. And when you see that violation, you've got to take it. You've got to take it. And the move is right here. Take it, take it. So let's see. Does he spot? He spots it. He does spot it. And white responds in a very clumsy manner. It seems like it seems a better idea would have been to just take it, but white has gone a bit more tricky. Tricky moves are useful. Let's see how do you respond here is going to be a big test as well. There are many different squares. There's here, there's here, there's here. You gotta ask yourself where you're going tonight. Where do you want to go, actually? I think this is the best target, actually. So I would vote for here. Let's see. No, you went for a tactical souffle. You went for a tactical souffle, but it's a wrong choice. Now, this is a good opportunity to learn why that was a wrong decision or a wrong choice. It's always the case, and I'll almost keep this as a definitive rule of thumb. It's always the case that two pieces are better than one. Even if the sum value of 6 points, like this pawn plus that rook, 6 points, versus this bishop and that knight, 6 points, even though the sum value may be the same, the utilitarian value, the value that is active and relevant in the context of the game, is much higher for these pieces. In the early phases of the game, the rook is in the back. The rook doesn't have much line of sight. So when you get rid of that rook, you're not getting rid of anything. You see, he's still got his flank guard out there, and he's still got his sniper in position. Everyone's ready, and the queen's ready to come in. The rook hasn't done anything. And on your front, the knight has been your main central piece, and your bishop too, in a way. So you lost a lot of firepower that was relevant for the current battle, and that's a critical thing. Never take bishop and knight for rook. All right. So perhaps Black could sense that something hasn't gone right here, and he wanted to try to make amends, and he's trying to sneak in. Maybe that's the best way to think of this. Trying to sneak in, but White stops it. And Black's planning the G6 maneuver. Pressure is starting to build now. Pressure is definitely starting to build here. Big question comes Rook G8 or pawn up, or how do you do it? I think Rook G8 is the only real one. No, it's not. It's not. This is tough. This is a tough position because now he's got enough firepower to sacrifice pieces here and still end up mating you if he gets his queen there. So he's just following that simple plan, and now I guess you got to try to defend it here. But even that is not that good. In fact, queen there, popping the question to the queen is slightly better, maybe. I don't know how much better. And White just continuing with the gradual pressure. This is instructive from White as well, actually. Like this kind of move, I know it's given the question mark, but what I'll say in its favor is it's a patient move that knows he's got Black kind of choked and he can just sort of do simple shit. Black, of course, has to fight back, and this good. You got to fight back. You can't just stay there and die. So this is a good fight. Rook up there, so this is pretty solid. You're holding a tough position. It's not easy, not easy. And now you're trying to break it open. You're held tight, and now you're trying to break it open from the side. So this is very good strategic play, actually. Very good strategic play, and actually he should be just going for it. Everything on there, and he's not playing the right move in that sense. I was actually thinking here that the position is such that maybe you need to go rook here first and then king there, but I'm not really sure. Anyhow, he is not going for the major attack, and he's getting a little bit of time on his bishop here, and you're getting a nice looking center. I like it, but I'm also a bit worried that it's in principle a bit too slow. So now he does come in with the final piece, and how do you handle this? This is what I'm wondering. How do you handle this? Okay, okay, you were waiting for his rook to slide over so you could finally capitalize on that pawn. Maybe, but I think you're gonna have to get lucky here. Cause that's a tough one. Yeah, the pressure is building, but you still get in a check at least. You get something. Finally, yeah. Okay, well, it was a good game, and I think there are many useful lessons to learn from here. Let's just have a very quick recap. I think the bishop thing, this all was pretty decent, very good play. This is a good tactical snap. And this is just a wrong tactical choice, remember that. And what else? I don't know if we had, yeah, that was the main lesson. All right. Thank you.